There are tons of action figures out there that feature an undercover or secret disguise gimmick. Whether it's homage to another property or an actual part of the mythology, it's the type of figure that you can be sure will come with a helmet or a mask or a full costume to mimic the appearance of another character. And that, in trick-or-treating, hey, happy Halloween! Ah, look at you guys. You look great. You look, what are you, a werewolf? Darth Vader? Are what Halloween is all about. Hi, I'm Dan Larson, and this is 10 action figures ready for Halloween. Number 1 is Luke Skywalker as a Stormtrooper. It's a piece that's been revisited for nearly every Star Wars line from his debut as one of the last 17 figures back in 1985 through the most recent 6-inch Black Series version in 2015. He's usually a regular Stormtrooper figure from the neck down with a Luke head and a hollowed out helmet and of course an Imperial blaster to complete the look. Dressing up as a Stormtrooper actually played a role in the Star Wars story, but for the purpose of this list, it's Luke Skywalker in a Stormtrooper costume. Number 2 is Kanan Jarrus as a Stormtrooper. Recently released during the Star Wars toy deluge on Force Friday in advance of Rogue One, a Star Wars story, Kanan is from the animated Rebels series, now in its 3rd season on Disney XD. Like Luke, dressing up as a Stormtrooper served a narrative purpose, but again, for this list, it's Kanan Jarrus in a Stormtrooper costume. Number 3 is Mouse as a Stormtrooper. Is there anyone on this list that's not disguised as a Stormtrooper? Hey, happy Halloween. Hey, you were here in the last group. Get out of here. What are you doing? One time. Go down the street. Get out of here. Number 4 is Basso as a Stormtrooper. Number 5, Ezra Bridger as an Imperial Cadet. That's just a Stormtrooper in training. What's next? Han Solo as a Storm... Next. Lando Calrissian as Han Solo. That's just perfect. Next. Number 6 is the Incredible Hulk as Spider-Man. Yes, here we go. Technically, this is Spider-Hulk, a gamma-irradiated Peter Parker who has grown to hulkish proportions, but that isn't important for this list. He's got huge Hulk muscles, and he's green where his skin shows through the rips in the costume that is clearly intended for someone much smaller. It's the Hulk figure with the best sense of humor ever made. This figure is a perfect illustration of the Hulk dressed up in a Spider-Man costume, and really should have been the one that kicked off this list as a much better starting point that might have kept it on track from the beginning. Number 7 is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie Raph in disguise, or Raphael as the Invisible Man. Close enough. He's got himself completely covered from head to toe in a trench coat, hat, glasses, and wrappings in a direct homage to the classic Universal Studios version of H.G. Wells' The Invisible Man. You can remove his hat, sunglasses, and scarf to reveal the red mask-wearing turtle hero inside, and he still has his signature weapons in case the Invisible Man needs to fight off stormtroopers at the party. Number 8 is Mystique as Wolverine. Released in 2000 by Toy Biz as part of their movie line of figures, this Mystique is designed to simulate her shape-shifting ability, specifically the scene where she morphed into Wolverine. This Mystique figure is a gangly, barely posable 10 points of articulation piece with a rubbery Wolverine sleeve accessory that you can slip her into. One of the creepiest accessories by far of any action figure ever made. It's also an excellent Halloween costume. Number 9 is Imaginext skeleton pirate deckhands as sharks. From 2015, it's not enough for them to be a part of an undead crew, but they also decided to disguise themselves as sharks for intimidation, for the lols. My question is, were they wearing the shark costumes when they died? Were they eaten by sharks? Is that how they died? Both of them in exactly the same position? Are the sharks dead or undead? I'm having trouble classifying these on my D&D charts. Either way, there aren't many figures that are more appropriately Halloween-ish than pirate skeletons dressed as sharks. It's a Halloween costume hat trick. And finally, number 10 is Flint as a Cobra Trooper. Since I'm dressed as Flint, I appreciate that Flint came as something other than himself. This party is already packed with half a dozen people wearing the exact same costume. Released in 2008 as part of the 25th anniversary G.I. Joe line, he's a mashup of Flint and Cobra Trooper parts. He comes with both unmasked Flint head, still rocking that beret, and a regular Cobra Trooper head, which may or may not be intended to be Flint in disguise. Hard to say for sure. The eyebrows are different, but the skin tone is the same. For me, for this list, it's Flint in a Cobra Trooper costume. There's a lot of figures out there in costumes. Heck, this entire list could have just been vintage Ninja Turtles. They dressed up as...